Are you ready to hear spine-chilling stories that have haunted generations? Stories that creep into the night and make even the bravest soul tremble. In today's video, we dive into the dark side of the Philippines, a country rich in culture, history, and terror. From haunted places to chilling encounters, here are the top 5 scariest stories from the Philippines. Stay tuned, because these tales will give you goosebumps, if you can handle it. Coming in at number 5 is a story that has gripped the streets of Manila for decades. The White Lady of Balete Drive. Imagine driving down a deserted road late at night when suddenly, out of nowhere, you see a pale woman in a white dress standing on the side of the road, or worse, in your rearview mirror. The legend says she's a vengeful spirit of a young woman who was killed by a taxi driver and left to die. Many taxi drivers refuse to go down Balete Drive after midnight, fearing they might encounter her ghost. Some claim she appears on the road, causing accidents, while others say she simply vanishes when you least expect it. Dare to drive down Balete Drive alone at night? Many wouldn't. But that's not all. Some residents nearby claim to have seen her walking through walls, standing by windows, or floating aimlessly in the dead of night. Others report that she doesn't just vanish, she screams, a blood-curdling sound that pierces the silence, leaving those who hear it with nightmares for years. This is no ordinary ghost. She's a reminder of a violent death, one that seems impossible to forget. What makes her even more terrifying is the way she targets her victims. Drivers recount that after they pick her up, she remains silent until they pass the exact spot where she was killed. Suddenly, she lets out a chilling laugh, and when they look at her, she's already gone, leaving only the echo of her cry. Some survivors claim they saw blood running down her dress, her pale face distorted with rage. The next time you're in Quezon City, will you risk driving down Balete Drive, or will you take the long way home? At number 4, we have one of the most feared creatures in Filipino folklore, the Aswang. Known for its shape-shifting abilities, the Aswang can turn into animals or even other humans, blending in during the day and hunting its prey at night. There are countless stories of the Aswang abducting children, stealing the sick, and preying on the weak. Villagers speak of hearing strange noises, flapping wings, or eerie howls just before someone goes missing. It's a predator that's always lurking. The scariest part? You never know who might be an Aswang until it's too late. What makes the Aswang even more terrifying is its ability to mimic voices and faces of loved ones, luring victims into a false sense of security. Imagine hearing your mother call you from the woods, only to find out she's still inside the house. People have also reported being stalked by Aswangs for days, feeling their eyes upon them at night until they vanish without a trace. It's the fear of the unknown, the hunter you can't see, that makes this creature so feared across the islands. And the terror doesn't end there. The Aswang is said to have a long prehensile tongue it uses to feed on unborn children, slithering through thatched roofs to drain the life from its victims. Families across rural areas would stay up at night, listening for any unusual sounds, scratches on the roof, flapping wings, or distant cries. The Aswang's insatiable hunger has made it the subject of many nightmarish stories passed down through generations. But be warned, the Aswang could be anywhere, maybe even closer than you think. Number 3 on our list is a haunting that's tied to tragedy. The Manila Film Center was meant to be a symbol of progress during the 1980s, but an unfortunate accident during its construction led to the deaths of over 100 workers when scaffolding collapsed, burying them alive in cement. Due to pressure to finish the building on time, many of the bodies were never recovered. Since then, visitors and security personnel have reported hearing strange sounds, wails, cries for help, footsteps in the empty halls. Some claim to see shadowy figures moving in the corners of their eyes. The souls trapped in the concrete seem to be crying out for justice. Some accounts are even more disturbing. Several workers who tried to leave the building during construction claimed that they were physically restrained by invisible forces. And today, security guards stationed at the site report seeing phantom workers walking around the building at night, as if still trying to complete their doomed task. Could their restless souls be trapped there forever, unable to move on? Or is the Manila Film Center cursed, tainted by the tragedy it's built upon? In fact, there are even rumors that a secret ceremony was performed to appease the spirits trapped beneath the building, but many believe it was too late. Even tourists who come to visit the site have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, as if the air itself is heavy with sorrow. The Manila Film Center stands as a monument to forgotten souls, a building where the dead outnumber the living and where their cries still echo in the silence. Number 2 on our list brings us to the eerie Mount Cristobal, known as the Devil's Mountain. Unlike its neighbor, Mount Banahaw, which is considered sacred, Mount Cristobal is feared as a place where dark forces gather. Hikers tell stories of feeling watched, hearing disembodied voices, and even being attacked by unseen entities. One famous tale is about a group of hikers who went up the mountain, but only a few came back. They claim to have seen shadowy figures following them, strange apparitions, and some even said their companions disappeared into thin air. The mountain is said to be cursed, and many believe that spirits and demons roam its slopes, waiting for unsuspecting visitors. Other hikers tell tales of eerie whispers carried on the wind, pulling them off the trail or leading them into dangerous areas. Some even say they've seen figures in black robes performing rituals deep within the forest. And then there's the feeling. Almost everyone who's climbed Mount Cristobal mentions it, the sensation that something is just out of sight, watching, waiting. Is it the mountain itself that's alive, or something far more sinister living within it? The locals say the mountain is a place where the veil between worlds is thin, a gateway where evil spirits pass through. Some hikers report seeing the landscape shift before their eyes, paths that suddenly change direction, and the feeling that time itself behaves differently. Others claim they've encountered strangers on the mountain who vanish without a trace. Whether it's the curse of the mountain or something even darker, one thing is certain. Mount Cristobal is not a place for the faint of heart. Finally, we arrive at number 1, and this story is as beautiful as it is eerie. The Enchanted River of Hinatuan in Surigao del Sur is a stunning sight, with crystal clear waters that seem too perfect to be real. But beneath its beauty lies an ancient and terrifying legend. Local folklore speaks of mysterious creatures living in the river, protecting it from outsiders. Divers have reported seeing strange, unexplainable figures deep underwater, mermaids, sirens, or something else entirely. No one knows where the river's water comes from or how deep it really goes, and every attempt to measure it has failed. Visitors say they've seen shadows darting below the surface or felt an eerie presence while swimming. It's a place of beauty, but one that should be respected, or you might find yourself lost forever. There are even reports of people being drawn to the river's edge by unseen forces, disappearing without a trace, as if the river itself demanded their presence. Some say the river is enchanted, not just by its beauty, but by ancient spirits that protect the land from those who disrespect it. Despite its allure, many locals warn not to swim too deep, for the river has secrets it will never share, and you may end up joining those who have vanished into its waters forever. And it's not just humans who have experienced the river's strange power. Fishermen who have tried to catch fish in the Enchanted River report that their nets come up empty, no matter how hard they try. It's as if the river itself protects its inhabitants. Others who've tried to explore the underwater caves have been met with sudden and unexplainable currents, pulling them deeper into the unknown. The Enchanted River may be a place of incredible beauty, but its mysteries are as dark as its waters are clear. These are just 5 of the scariest stories from the Philippines, a country rich in mystery and folklore. From haunted roads to cursed mountains, the supernatural thrives in the hearts of the islands. Which story sent shivers down your spine the most? Let us know in the comments below, and if you're brave enough, give this video a like. But remember, every tale holds a grain of truth. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe and don't look behind you.